viewers, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Today we are joined by a very special guest. He is called Mr. Rahim Nasser. Very glad to have you here.
Thank you.
And before we commence on this interview, I'd like to read a short biography of his. His name is Rahim Rajab Nasser. He is a Tanzanian youth, 24 years of age, and he is the National Youth Representative for Global Fund and Head of Health Programs for Youth of UN Association. Moreover, he is an activist focusing on adolescent and youth sexual reproductive health and rights, SRHR, as well as sustainable development. He has been volunteering with various organizations in Tanzania which are concerned with SRHR, youth development, and identify many opportunities to youth that they may have been missing. He has few years experience as a member and being among leaders of UNA Tanzania, Youth United Nations Association, and he has had a chance to participate in trainings, conferences, as well as having a chance to share experiences with his fellow youths in various youth groups about gender issues, human rights, HIV/AIDS, ASR, HR, volunteerism spirit, and advocates those agendas to decision makers to influence equality and meaningful engagement of young people in SRHR at all levels of planning, implementation, and evaluation. Moreover, he ensures availability of youth-friendly services in Tanzania. He has been influential in building positive confidence in young people. He has always wished to deal with various issues that come across us in daily lives, and he likes helping people cross challenges and overcome various difficulties. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome Mr. Rahim Nasser.
Thank you.
Karibu sana.
Thank you, Sana.
What inspired you to get into this? So, right now you are a pivotal member of the Youth United Nations Association. You have been in various organizations. You have done tremendous work for the society. But what actually inspired you to get into all this?
Well, first and foremost was that feeling of getting tired of blaming someone for our problems. Blaming and instead of taking action to try to change, to make the difference, to make a community that I wish to see, to live in a better place. So I think that I have a power, I have something that I can contribute to make that change. And I woke up one night and said, I need to focus on one thing. There's many issues, many problems, but I need to focus on one area that I can be really good at and try to make change. Like I said, I can do something on health sector, on family planning, on sexual reproductive health. I can make young people aware of themselves and start contribute something on this health field. And since then, I try to work, advocate, try to address issues, family planning, sexual reproductive health, friendly services for young people to partake and make that change. But the feeling of letting go, that tiredness and blaming, saying government doesn't do this, a leader doesn't do that, someone is supposed to do this and can't do that. So that tiredness, I said, I need to take it upon myself to make that change. That's influenced me to start building and being where I am right now.
Thank you. My next question. So you said that you'd like letting youths overcome their challenges and problems.
Exactly.
So what do you think is the biggest challenge that the youths are facing in the contemporary era, in the 21st century? What are some of the issues that the youth faces, and how do you aim at solving these issues and these problems?
Most young people are lacking capacity. We agree that we lack capacity. There is an issue of capacity. That's why most of elders, most of grown-ups, adults, sit on closed rooms and make decisions for us. We come out and say nothing about us without us. We're trying to have that space and saying like, this is our moment as young people that we come out and make contribution, air out our issues, and see how we can, these agendas, these frameworks can work for us. But we are lacking capacity. So we I'm advocating for young people to build a capacity so that they can be meaningfully engaged. You don't put young people with the professors' doors and the same rooms and expect them to speak the language that professors has, doctors has. You know, they have ideas. They live in a community, in a society that they experience the reality of issues instead of someone speak for them. Young people, when you have adults, professor addressing issues of young person, actually will come out with ideas of 16th centuries, the ideas that 16 years ago, experience that they had when they were issues of addressing the way they're dressing, speaking the way they were speaking. That's different from today's reality. But these young people of today, when they are capacitated, when they're involved, when they're meaningfully engaged in planning, designing, monitoring, evaluation, they truly produce something meaningfully, something good. So we need to build capacity of young people. That is where we're lacking. We have many challenges. This challenge, when we have young people and say, address your challenge, they come up with the issues of employment. They come with the issues of diseases. They come with the issues of family planning, having a child, families without knowing how to control them, without know how to take care of their families. Young people, you find young person with many wives, many children, polygamy at a very young age. But the capacity, the awareness is an issue. But if we build capacity, we build that awareness for this young generation, then they can contribute. They can stop blaming. I lead the youth programs in UNA because I have the capacity. I've been capacitated. Imagine if we capacitate other young people, if we capacitate mass of young people, they can use this power as a resource to do something in the community. So that's a issue, a huge one we have.
Thank you once again. My third question.
Yeah.
So, UNA as a whole, what is its aim? So, okay, so you said empowering the youth, solving the various challenges, but does UNA aim at solving problems in the world as a whole, or does it only focus on the youth? So what is the main aim of UNA, Youth United Nations Association?
Well, UNA aim mostly is bringing young people closer to UN. We are trying to localize the UN agenda into young people perspective in a manner that they can understand what is UN all about, what is UN doing, what is their role as young people into UN issues like peace building, like climate change, like protecting environment. These small roles that they can do to contribute to the bigger picture. So we bring young people closer to UN and make their voices heard by majority of people in the community. That is our role. That's a bigger role. To the world, we contribute not that much, but we contribute through implementation of global goals. We were leading the campaign, the world campaign, the world we want. So we call upon young people having their view, collecting their view in the world they want, so that we can have these 17 goals and how they can work together to achieve this, these 17 goals. As you know that half of the world's population are young people. So young people in every world population, you find that young people exceed a number, more than 50 number. In Tanzania itself, we exceed more than 50% of our population. So we have, when we demographic dividends, young people is where we can invest. The huge investment needed for young people. We have our brother organization, our sister organization called UNA, United Nations Association. But this is include every age category in the community. But we focus on young people to give this purity, to give this a wider range, a wider room for young people to speak out, to contribute, to feel like this thing is owned by themselves. So there is where Young Youth of UN Association came in since 1996, where it was established, and gets its registration in 2005. And UNA works in 3 main areas. For youth out of school, we have youth in secondary schools and youth in universities. And university we call them chapters, and Secondary school call them clubs. So we try to engage young people in various different areas so that they can start engaging themselves at a very young age until they come to age of 30, so that they truly build something to the community. At least we utilize something to make something better out of young people.
So my final question to you.
Yeah.
So we have discussed about challenges in the youth, giving them opportunities to express themselves.
Exactly.
So my final question to you is, it's actually more of a request, that I'd like you to look at the camera and look at our viewers and tell them, especially the youths, what should they do to overcome the various challenges the world faces. Because to be honest, recently the Florida shooting that happened, who stood up? It was the youths. They were the ones who stood up, and they said that the leaders need to take a stand against all the shootings that are happening. So it's actually the youth who have the capacity to bring change, as you said. Now, how would you advise the youths who are listening right now to bring about a change, and what could they do in order that this world may be a better world, a better place to live in, and a more safer place to stay?
Exactly. First of all, the foundation of what young people can do, you have to make it very clear. So I first advise young people, viewers, especially young people, to first take what he says as a foundation. But then, you to think that you are not powerless. You have something to contribute. You have something to offer. What you see, small thing, for you to offer to another, it's actually big. We have a number of homeless in the streets that you can help. But even show a better direction, say remove this and put it in a more efficient. Instead of doing things rough, you can start by doing small things more efficiently. You can protect the environment, the climate change, by switching off your lights. Utilize the resources responsibly, and a number of things that you can do. You can start putting a world a better place by sharing. Sharing what you have, sharing a piece of bread with a fellow who has nothing. You can start sharing with a poor. You can start sharing with the community, start doing charity. A number of things a young person can do within power that's within your hands. You can start addressing matters for other people, advocating. Choose. There's a million of problems that a world facing right now. Climate change, jobs, health, security. Look into one area, focus on it, advocating for it, and for actually, before we leave this world, there will be a mark, a foundation that someone did this. Someone live in this world. Rahim, live. You live by lifting something behind. We look at our legacy for our founding fathers. You look at Nyerere, you look at Mandela, you look at Kwame Nkrumah. All of these were young people when start dressing. So it's not late for you to start right now. Ejaz start something, you can start something, I can start something. Together as young people, we'll make a world a better place. Start it now.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rahim, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
And I'd like to thank you for sharing with us a lot of information, valuable information. And we hope that the youth implement all that you have said, and no doubt we can make this world a better place. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Till next time.
Bye.